unboxing the Icom IC-705. We're going to see what all's in the box and take a look at it, power it up, and see what the battery looks like from the beginning. Check this out.
Shut up and sit down.
Hamradio 2.0. My name's Jason. I am KC5HWB. If this is your first time to join us here on this channel, we do reviews, news, and how-tos of many things that are new in amateur radio. If that's something that interests you, consider subscribing below. So this is definitely the newest thing in amateur radio right now, and you can see how the box is, you can kind of see through it. It's because of the green screen. Like right there. Yeah. Yeah, it's because the box is green. Like the parts right now that look transparent, those are green. That's part of the box that's green. So, you know, there is that. I can switch over here like that. And you can see all of that right there. In fact, I'm going to have to zoom out. There we go. How's that? That's much better. I'm going to get rid of my face here. And there. And I'm going to do... There we go. Okay, so the long-awaited Icom IC-705. This is not the first video on YouTube. Obviously, you guys have probably been watching several videos. There's been several videos from several of the other YouTubers about this radio. This is going to be my version. You can take it or leave it. And probably going to see a lot of videos. Well, I say a lot. I've got plans for 3 or 4 different videos with this radio, and do some parks on the air activation with it too. Right here, you can see clearly made in Japan. So that's always, you know, a lot of the times that is a question that comes up on certain videos that I do. Sometimes it's questioned. You know, like that did a Yaesu review of an HT a while back, and it said made in China on the box, and I've had people come along and say, "Well, I've got the exact same model. Mine says made in Japan." I don't know. Ask Yaesu. You know, that's my thing. But this model is obviously made in Japan, so that should make many of you happy. And it is what this would have been the hot ticket item for Dayton Hamvention 2020 had that event actually happened. So I get asked sometimes, why do you do unboxings? And then I mention that. And then other people come along and say, "Oh, I love the unboxings. Keep going." Okay. So this is a big box here. That's as far out as I can get. There's your warranty registration card. Nice manual there. Manual Basico. Transceiver de modo. Okay. Obviously not English. That one I think is French. Basic manual. That's English. There we go. Basic manual, just like that. Okay. English manual. Woohoo! Here's the box. I don't have enough room to do this. My goodness. Okay. What is this? That's the battery. It's going to be the HT battery. Same battery that goes in an ID 51? No, I don't remember now. Hold on. I'll figure that out in a bit. So, like, if you've got an HT, the HT battery that, if you have an extra HT, this is a, hold on, this is a 1880 milliamp hour battery, the BP272. That's what that is right there, the BP272. So I got to make sure I'm in the camera correctly. There we go. Okay, so this is that looks like a power cable with some fuses in it. There's extra connectors and fuses. That's the microphone. Gonna need that in a minute. Okay, that's good there. This is just nothing down in there. All right. There's that. Put that over. What is that? Lift the main dial side and remove the transceiver. Oh, okay. So lift this side first. There we go. Just like that. Put that to the side for the moment. Okay, so that's pretty much it in the box. Some spacers and whatnot. That's good there. Yeah, that's pretty much it there. So we're gonna put that down over there. I don't need these Spanish and French manuals. This right here is definitely extra fuses. Looks like a Velcro pad of some sort and a microphone, extra 3.5 millimeter plug that you can use for whatever. That there. This right here is the power cable, I assume. It's got this plug on the end of it there, and it's got exposed wires on the other end of it. So you can put power poles on it, whatever you want to do. There's the battery. Here's the manual, and that's the warranty registration card. Go to icomamerica.com/warranty. So I will do that so that I can register my serial number. And gosh, all these plastic bags everywhere. Actually, there's not as many things in the box as what I was expecting, which is not good or bad. I thought it might come in different pieces than that. So there's the tripod mount that's on the bottom there. Right there. Let's switch this. Tripod mount on the bottom there. These four, I'm not sure what that is. That's a tripod mount. That's going to be where the battery goes. So it's a standard HT battery for some radio. I forget what it is. I mean, you guys probably already know that better than I do. There you go. You can get extra ones of these batteries and have spares to take in the field with you if you choose. That's the top of the radio right there. There's the front of it. The side over here with the antenna port has a BNC connector. This is a grounding port. This is, okay, so let's get the lighting right. This is a speaker mic port, and this is an micro SD card port. So that goes like that. That's where the microphone goes. This is an SD card. Presumably the SD card, same way this is a micro SD card. The SD card in the IC-70300 is required to use the voice record feature. So you can record yourself calling CQ once and then hit play and go back and forth on that. This is the external power port right there. That's a micro, oh yeah, okay. So that's a micro USB. This says micro USB. This is for an external keyer. It's got those flaps there. And this one is for the tuner. It's got a specialized tuner port right there. Looks like a 3.5 millimeter port. And then this is the set ACC port right there next to it. So that is that. We're going to go here, take this off the screen, just like that. Power button right there. Well, it's amazing how the light in here changes when you put something down on the table. Okay, so the battery is not charged. It's not coming on. Long press, short press, not coming on. That's okay. Battery's not charged. I'm going to assume that the battery charges while it's on the radio when you have it plugged into an external power source, because the battery didn't come with a charger, which I think is kind of strange. I was expecting to see some sort of battery charger come with this unit, but it didn't come with a battery charger.
Just before the end of the month, around Halloween and stuff, that's when that wind really get the howling around here. And I hope the fires are out about then, over.
All right, let's take a quick walk around the dial here. Obviously, we've got set up on the left-hand side here. Let's see if I've got a... There we go. Okay, pen with a touch screen there. Okay, so on the left-hand side here, this is you can't see it in the camera much, but this is where the coax comes out. Right there. BNC. I bought like a 6-foot jumper, and it's BNC to SO239. BNC on one end, SO239 on the other end, obviously. So just plugged it into my regular center-fed 20-meter dipole, and that's what we're running on right now. It's going to go around the menus here. Of course, this is your front-firing speaker. So when I turn the sound up, and you hear all that RFI, that's all RFI. You see these lines that are in the waterfall right now? That's all RFI in the shack here. I've got this hooked up on a straight line into the antenna. There's no grounding. Well, there's no radio grounding, and there's no ferrites tied to anything right now. So this is a larger project I'm working on for the the shack rebuild and redo and upgrade that we've been working on for a while. You might have seen a couple of videos on that by now. But that's the reason. Tracking down the RFI is going to be fun. I think that'll be a cool episode when it comes back. Okay, so that guy's talking. I think he said he was out in the West, and he talked about fire, so I assume he's in California somewhere, maybe in Oregon. I don't know. The other station he's talked to, I can't hear. So we've got up here, you've got the time of day, which is actually not right now. It's the time zone's probably set wrong in the menu. That's the right minute, but not the right hour. So you've also got this is your Vfoa filter, and a lot of this stuff is reminiscent of the 7300. We could switch modes right there and go to AM or whatever data. Okay. We can switch bands by doing that. You'll notice that on this radio, you've got 144 and 440, which the 7300 doesn't have, because this radio has VHF, UHF. So we can go up there and do some all mode if we want to. FM radio, airband radio, gene. I don't know what gene is. That looks like it might be a beacon or something. So, okay, so we can go there. You can switch bands by just tapping on that. If you tap here, it puts an arrow above the 5, which you see now, and that means you get different. When you turn the dial, it goes in different steps. Like that. It's your waterfall. We've got the scope on. That's the view that we see right now. We could go to audio and bring this up, and all the noise in there doesn't really do any good. Voice. This you can record here. You can record if we have a micro SD card installed in the radio, which I do not right now. I could click on one of these and record set, and I could say CQ Parks in the Air, KC5 HWB calling CQ, and I could record that, and then I could just keep hitting the T1 over and over again, or whichever. I got 8 of them in there, to keep calling CQ by just pushing a button instead of having to talk into the mic each time. If you've seen any of my Parks on the Air videos, this is exactly how the 7300 works and what I have used for a long time. So meter. Hello, there we go. There's your meters. You've got an ALC compensator and SWR meter there. And if I key up real quick, let's move off frequency from this dude a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, KC5 HWB testing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see the ALC moving and the SWR moves right there. SWR looks good. And you've got temperature meter there and a decibel. It looks like a decibel meter there, or a voltage meter, I'm sorry, right there. That's where we're sitting right now. I am plugged into external power supply power right now, so it is running the full 10 watts of the radio. SWR, so we can go here and I can click on this. I've already done this, but I'm going to do it again. And I can say, okay, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3. So it's kind of climbing up a little bit towards the higher frequencies of the band, which means your SWR is getting higher as the frequency goes up, which means the antenna is a little bit long, which is not a problem. I mean, it's still well below 1.5, and 14.315 is Well, no, that's in the amateur band too. So, you know, I might need to do a little bit of adjusting in there sometime later, but we're working on something much bigger than that as far as an antenna rework right now. So I'm not going to worry about that at this time. You could change it to FM and do that again. Same thing there. So FM puts more of a carrier into it than upper sideband does. So you can, if you want to test that way, you can. So that's the SWR menu. Memory, you can go in here and set memories. Let's see. 99 memories, it looks like, plus a call channel. So you can set those. That's great for the VHF and UHF side of it. You want to set memories and set some repeaters, or maybe a D-star reflector on a certain repeater or hotspot frequency. That would be good for that. You can do a scan. Menus there. I don't use scan much, so I've not tinkered with that menu. MPAD, memo pad. You can make notes about some frequency. Say, oh, this is where I heard a station from some country you're looking for. Okay, record. You can record. You can actually record a QSO recorder on the radio itself if you have the internal SD card installed. Set. There's a lot of different functions and menus that you set through here. I have not set up my Wi-Fi yet. Access point. GCP. Okay, so that's to set it up as an access point. Okay, there's that. Yeah, see, I don't have an SD card loaded. That's why it's grayed out over there. Connectors. Tone control. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, let's go to set. Wavelength connection settings. So it looks like it wants me to... It's got Wi-Fi that'll let me connect to it via like a laptop to run N1MM logger or some other kind of logging program or some kind of rig control. Well, we're going to have to test. We're going to have to mess with that later. I'm not going to play with that today, but that's kind of neat. Okay, back to menu. And now you've got a 1 and 2 down here, which you might have seen in some other videos on YouTube. But this is basically just one menu here with the 7300. We go over here to 2. There's DV for D-star memory, digital voice, CS, CD. I don't know what that is. I could look that up. I haven't gone through the manual. I've gone through part of the manual, but I haven't gone through the whole manual yet. Picture. I could transmit a picture over D-star. That's pretty common for D-star. GPS. I've got GPS turned off. Digital PRS. GPS is on. I can go here and set this up. I'll do that eventually. You can see the GPS icon at the top center of the screen right now. It is on, but it's not really bringing me in any information. If it was, then my time would probably set correctly for the correct time zone. So there's that, and then that's the same set button we were just in a minute ago. So that's all the menu buttons. We can go back here and go back there. That's where I like to kind of sit. Right there. So function is a quick function menu that takes you into different notch filter, noise blanker, noise reduction, that kind of thing. I found this by, if we go over here, I had to look this up. I looked in the manual to find this because it wasn't really clear to me. But if I go here, and now I'm in FM at the top left, okay, and if I want to go in to function, I can turn the tone squelch, digital tone here. I can set some different parameters there. You can do tone, digital tone, etc., depending on what kind of funky setup you might have going. But I'm like, okay, so I've turned the tone on, but how do you set the tone? How do you tell it which tone it's using? And the answer is you long press this button, just like that. So now I've got tone 110.9 and tone squelch and digital. It doesn't matter because that's not what's selected here. So then I can go that, go back to scope. And if I want to, I could key up. I'm on my 20 meter antenna right now, so I don't really want to key up. Let's see. Let's key up on 5% power and see what it does. And you've got the offset there as well. It keyed up that 440 repeater that's just a little ways away. SWR. I'm going to see what this does. SWR looks... Oh, wait a minute. That's the wrong one. No. Play. Audio. So I don't... That's weird. That's very strange because I really don't think the SWR is flat on a 20 meter dipole for 440. Let's go here. Ah, yes. That's where I did some tests earlier, you might see. Okay. Yeah. SWR for 2 meters is no good. Interesting that it does that. Okay. So let's go here. Oops. There. Okay. So now we're looking at an FM repeater, KC5HWB testing. And the SWR was showing good, which I think that maybe it's not reading correctly for whatever reason. I have to look that up and see if there's anything special about the SWR in using the SWR meter on 440 FM. Go back there.
To make the story, long story short, my wife found out.
There we go. Okay. Now, we've got Vox Call Channel. You can hit this call channel button here. I haven't set a call channel, so it doesn't do anything. This button here controls your filtering. Sets the width of your filter, and you can do the offset for the filter like that. If you press that button in, it changes the filter. Filter 1, filter 2. Similar to this here. You can go filter 2 and filter 3. These are more narrow filters if you're trying to really tune down on a signal. This button right here, this knob right here is the volume, obviously. And if you push the button in, you can adjust the squelch and the RF gain as well. Just go RF gain, I can just turn that down if I want to. And squelch, I can mess with that. I think it was around 40. And without pressing it in, it controls the AF gain, which of course is the volume. So this is your tuning knob over here to the right, same place you'd expect to find it. Scan, MPAD, XFC. You can do a RIT for off-frequency stations. Push this button in. You can change your RF power, mic gain, compensator, and monitor. I wonder if that guy would come back to me if I called him.
That was back in the day in my 20s, man. I was having.
No, he's talking to somebody else that I can't hear.
On a dinner date that she lost.
So, okay. So there's that. And then you can, this button doesn't push in right here. So this is just a tuning knob. That's all that is. You can lock the tuning knob like that so that you don't hit it accidentally. If you want to lock on a frequency, if you're doing a run on a contest day or something like that. There's an auto tune button right there that doesn't do anything because it doesn't have an internal tuner, but it has a port for an external tuner. So that's good. But that's basically it. Well, that's the menu anyway. We can click there. We can do some, I can switch it to, well, it gives me the option to do 20 meter D-star. So we could do D-star over HF, which might be interesting. Might have to do some of that with an upcoming video. That might be a neat test. So, but that's pretty much the whole menu. I mean, there's a lot deeper places you can go in the menu, of course. This one here at the bottom changes to a 2. Got span, hold, center fix. You can adjust where your waterfall is looking and how wide it is right here. Here you can go to speed marker. This all adjusts is waterfall settings. Speed slow. See, it slowed it down. Speed fast is pretty fast. Mid seems kind of slow as well. I guess if you're working off of a 4G hotspot, you might want to conserve bandwidth, and the less graphics you have coming through, the less data you're going to use on your remote connection. And again, that would really only apply if you're trying to do like D-Star and connecting it via Wi-Fi and that kind of thing. So let's just put that back to fast because I like it better. So Kilo Charlie 5 Hotel Whiskey Bravo. Gotta try the 10 watts. Kilo Charlie 5 Hotel Whiskey Bravo. Nope. He cleared. He might have just turned it off or went QSY. Not sure. So there's that. Got it mounted on the tripod there down at the bottom. You can see right here in the video. That looks pretty good. And that works well. I like this tripod because I can press this button right here. This is a Manfrotto tripod. I just got it off of Amazon. But if I press this button here in, I can move this around. And then it locks in place when I release it. Now I can't move it. So it's nice, really nice tabletop tripod. And it works well for this specific setup. There's your connector right there. If you can see that because it's kind of dark. That is the line that comes with the radio. That's 2 bare wires on the other end that I have currently connected to my MFJ power supply. So this right here, which I showed earlier, is the micro USB connection, which you can also use the micro USB connection to charge the radio. Now, it doesn't charge as quickly with the micro USB, but you have that option. If you have the radio with you in the vehicle, then you have the option to use micro USB to charge. Switch here. So I went back and did some. I recorded the first part of the video and did the shot around it where you could see all sides of it and what it looked like, where the ports were and everything. And then I went and tinkered with the radio for about 2 or 3 days before I recorded this last part that you just watched and this part that you're watching right now. So I've had a little bit of chance to play with it. I haven't taken it out of the shack yet. I haven't taken it into the field yet. So I haven't taken it to really do anything, outside of where I'm at now. I do want to probably hook it up and try to do some FT8 with it and see. Well, I've done QRP FT8 before. That's fun. So I want to try to do that. We're going to do some D-Star stuff with it, and I'm definitely going to take it on a POTA activation the next time I go to POTA, which I don't know when that'll be yet. I need to get my schedule put back together and do some POTA. So basically, people have asked me, because I was talking about this on the live stream the other day, which we're giving away one of these. So go to hamradio2.com/50K, 50 lowercase k, so 50,000. You can sign up for a giveaway for one of these 705 radios, brand new in a box, and several other items as well. So if you watch my live stream, some people asked, well, what do you think about it? What's your final thoughts on it? And I'm like, well, I don't really have final thoughts on it yet. Put that back on here. That's better. I don't really have final thoughts on it yet. I have preliminary thoughts. Okay. I thought it was odd that the radio came with an HT battery but no charger. I guess, now that come to think of it, I don't think the ID51 that I used to have came with a drop-in charger either. I always thought that was strange. The D74 from Kenwood, the FT3DR from Yaesu, and the top of the line, what was then the top of the line Icom HTs. The most expensive HTs those three companies make don't come with drop-in chargers. They just come with a plug on the side. So I guess in that regard, in that light, not having a external battery charger kind of makes sense for the 705. I don't know. I thought that was weird. I was like, wait a minute. You got this external battery that pops right off of the back. You don't have to open up the radio and take the battery out like you do on an Elecraft KX3 or KX2. It pops right off the back. Why not have a way to charge it when it's not on the radio? I don't know. You can get one. You just have to buy it separately, so it doesn't come with the radio. But it does come with what's called a DC charger, the plug on the side that I showed a second ago. That's just got two bare wires on the end of it, so you can put power poles on it or whatever, and plug it into a battery or an external a Biowinnow. It'd be perfect in a Biowinnow. You could plug it into a power supply, MFJ, a Linko power supply, something like that. Power the radio, and that. Having the battery on the radio while it's plugged into an external power source will charge the battery. One of my biggest gripes about the Flex Radio Maestro is that when you put a battery into the Maestro, which it didn't come with the battery, but it has a universal USB connection, so you can buy, there's hundreds of USB external batteries on Amazon you can get and other places as well, and you just connect it to the Maestro and it works. So it's not a proprietary battery for the Maestro, which is really cool. But when the battery's connected in the back of the Maestro, you have this little compartment back there. You pull it off, you connect the battery, put the battery in the compartment, you run the Maestro on total battery power. When you plug it in, you take the Maestro and you plug it into an external power source, it doesn't charge the battery. I always thought that was kind of weird. I'm like, why would you not want to charge your battery if you're already plugged into an external power source? So this one, which again, this is a full radio, not just a face. This one charges the battery when you plug it into an external power source, both via the supplied connected the DC power source cable and via micro USB. Now, the micro USB is not very fast. When I plugged in my micro USB, it looked like it was charging at like 1.2 amps, something like that. But you can, well, something else I should point out. You can, where did it go? Oh, if you go to the function menu, I'm sorry, no. If you go to the quick menu, then you have all these options in here as well. GPS information, weather channel. I didn't hit this quick menu down here. Weather alert, weather channel. That's kind of cool. Quick. Weather channel off, it goes right back to where it was. That's fun. So we go quick down here and we go click on voltage and it tells you the current voltage. So we're right now we're plugged into external 13.8 volt power supply or power something. Okay. And the lithium ion battery is at 8.3 volts. Okay. So if the battery was half power, then this green bar wouldn't be fully across. I've had it plugged in for like 3 days now. It's got plenty of juice. And I can unplug this from the current power supply and you see that the external meter went to dashes and it's now running on battery. It didn't reboot. It didn't change anything. It just went from external power to battery power. And I'm going to plug it back in. And it just comes right back and it says charging. And I can click on this, I think. No, I can't. Okay. So it came down a little bit because it ran on battery for like a minute. So now it says charging. It'll come back. If I wait long enough, it'll come back and it'll say, you know, full green bar. So it says charging when it is charging and the full green bar when it's not charging. So, I mean, that really kind of gives you an indicator of how you can always tell where your battery's at, which is good. That's good. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's a good thing to be able to tell that. Click that off the face. So there's a lot that can be done with this radio, so this is probably going to warrant multiple videos coming out. This one's been much longer than I anticipated it to be, but we're going to do some videos in the shack. We're going to do some videos in the field. You can see there's a lot of people doing videos on this radio right now because it is a hot item, and I don't blame them for doing that. Other people for doing that. So 73 guys, put your comments below. Thanks for watching today. Hope you enjoyed this episode. If there's something that you would like to see done with this radio, some sort of, hey, what does it do if you do this? Or if you hook this up to it or something like that, let me know in the comments below, and we'll catch you next time.